I believe in good luck. Ever since I was little, I have had multiple animals, and I love them all. But there is one in particular that really changed my life. Most people would go to a breeder or to the pet store to get a family dog or cat, and they would most likely choose one that looked healthy. Usually, they would make sure that everything is in check with their pet before they officially adopt them, and would make sure that they could afford the pet. I remember the day when I got my first official pet that was all my responsibility. My dad and I were taking a walk around our neighborhood and we saw our neighbor outside, so we went to go say hi. As soon as we walked up his driveway, the first thing he asked was if I wanted to see his current rabbit's bunnies. He knew that our family loved animals, especially me. My dad knew as soon as we saw the bunnies what was coming next, and he was right. I immediately asked him if we could get one. We made an agreement that we would keep her outside in a hutch that we bought. I was ecstatic. As soon as we picked her, I knew what I was going to call her. That was Hoppy. I know that that's a typical name, but I was 4, and that is what I wanted. My dad went over to ask our neighbor how much she was, and the best part is that she said she was free. We took her home, and I was in love. She seemed so happy that I had adopted her. We fixed her hutch with some old supplies and set it up in the backyard behind my playset. Hoppy loved it back there, but her favorite spot was in the hood of my favorite sweatshirt. I was hesitant about giving it to her, but she really loved it, so I gave it up and put it in her cage. From then on, we took care of her normally, kind of spoiling her with lots of toys and expanding her cage more and more. She was very adventurous. One time she escaped out of her cage and went 3 blocks down, but the funny part is she came back and hopped right back in her cage. Until she was about 6 years old, she lived a normal rabbit life. Then something very scary happened. I was at school while all of this happened, but my mom told me everything. So, rabbits like to dig holes. And after she got tired and was ready to back out of her hole and go do something else, she cut her back on the root of a tree that she had exposed while digging. Later, when my mom went to give her a bath and her fur matted down and showed the cut, it went from the middle of her back all the way to her tail. Long story short, she had to stay in the animal hospital for a week, and nothing can explain how worried I was. She got back mostly healed, and it was all good. The people at the animal shelter admitted that they didn't think she would make it, but after that, Hoppy lived 2 more strong years, until she was 8 years old, and that is pretty good for a rabbit. It was very, very devastating when she passed, but now I have her clay footprint and that sweatshirt, and that, everyone, is the best luck anyone could ever ask for.